Hey, my name's Kevin. This is my 1987 Porsche 944S for sale. I just wanted to do a quick video to show you all the detail I can on the car. Front bumper guards, these are in excellent shape. There's no chipping or cracking or separation of these from the bumper. All lights work. Front license plate is present. The air dam is in okay shape. For a driver's car, not bad. It's not badly chipped, it's not broken, just a few rock chips here and there. Engine compartment. You've got your 2.5 liter 16 valve engine on the 944S. You've got some valves and hoses related to your evap system. You got your brake booster, still in decent shape. Some of them are pretty badly rusted out. This one, pretty good shape. Brake fluid, it's probably about time to change out the brake fluid, so I'll probably be doing that in the next week or so. Coolant tank, got your air box and mass airflow sensor all working properly. So you can see this valve cover has seen better days. I think all of that is just cosmetic, so that is next on my list. Whether I get to that or whether the next owner gets to that is an open question. Everything up here, right in there where the front belts are, everything was recently redone there, 6,000 miles ago. A little bit of moisture under here, below the power steering fluid. This does not seem to drip or get any worse over time, so that's kind of on my eventually list. Spark plug wires are in good shape. Everything runs normally. Smog check passes with flying colors with a nice new catalytic converter. Water pumps down there. Nothing obvious from the top. Water pump hose looks like it's in pretty good shape. Windshield washer fluid reservoir. Recently cleaned that out and plugged a hole with some nice high quality epoxy. Washer pump I should say, works excellent now. Cruise control module, something doesn't work in that system, but frankly, cruise control is like the last thing I will ever fix on a car. That's even beyond air conditioning. Those of you who like everything stock, you're going to appreciate the fact that it even has this foam stuff here in pretty darn good original shape, which, you know, who cares about the foam itself, but I look at that as evidence that the last owner, who had the car for at least 15 years, really took care of everything. So that's your tour of the engine compartment. Let's just take another look at the front here. So as I said, a few rock chips here and there on the front. The hood, this has a tendency to happen to at least the dark colored 944s, if not the light ones as well. I think this is just due to heat cycling. The hood's right above the engine, so everything's going hot and cold every single time you drive it. And over the course of 30 years, the original paint is going to have these check marks. I had this on my 1989 Azure Blue 944 as well. Good, clean phone dial wheels, center caps on everything. Tires not that old. Windshield was replaced by the last owner, so you can see that's still in pretty nice shape. A little bit more paint wear on the rearview mirror there. Windows in good solid shape. A little bit of old rubber next to the window right there, but not too bad. Door handle's in good shape. This one was replaced by, I think, the previous owner. So that key is different from the ignition key. That's another thing on my eventually list, is to open that up, open up the tumblers and actually change the key. Another nice example of a phone dial wheel back here. Paint's in pretty good shape around this part of the car. Take a look over here. You can see some things are starting to show their age, but you still got some shine on this paint. Rear hatch I rebuilt myself. Everything came off. The spoiler came off. And I rebonded the glass to the front of the frame, which lives underneath the aluminum trim piece, which is what you can actually see here on top. A couple chips in that, but still functional. A little better view of the sunroof right here. And a view down the side of the car. Everything's in pretty good, clean shape here on this side. A couple dings on the passenger side though. Not sure why everybody wanted to ding the car on the passenger side. .944S badge still intact. Tag's good till June 2021. And the rear rubber bumper guards are in good shape. There's the blemish on the right rear fender I wanted to make sure and show you guys. And a little bit of, it looks like some body damage that occurred at some point in the car's history. A little bit of a scratch right there. You can't quite see it, but there's a little bit of a dent there. And a bit of a crack right down here. So that's another thing on the list. The someday list for whoever, whether it's me or someone else, whoever decides to repaint the car someday. I personally like having a driver's car. I like to be able to park somewhere and not have to worry that someone's going to breathe on it wrong. So, and there we go. Now you can see it. There's one of those little quarter-sized dings right in there. And I want to say there's another one around here somewhere. So bank on there being a couple little dings. It's a working car. It's not a garage queen. A little bit of a scratch right there as well. And another good phone dial wheel. And I want to make sure you see the hatch I rebuilt during the pandemic of 2020. A lot of 944s have these latches that don't quite catch right. This one I made sure to get the hinges and then the latches aligned as perfectly as I possibly could when I put everything back together. Now what you see here are struts that are not original to the car. I put these on here because I'm a perfectionist. I was an engineer for 15 years, and when I rebonded the front glass to the frame, I wanted it to last forever, like for another 30 years. Well, how do you do that? Well, Porsche's design I didn't think was super great because originally it had struts pushing from front to back to push the hatch up. You can see one of the original ball studs right there where the strut pushed aft to this ball stud right here on the hatch. Well, these just go from these little U-brackets inside the car, which were already there for luggage tie down or sunroof or something like that. I got these custom made. I got them set to exactly the force that I needed so that the hatch opens up perfectly. The only downside is when you go to put something away, throw your groceries in here or whatever, you're kind of ducking a little bit because the hatch doesn't open as much. But to me, this is perfect. But if you don't like it, super easy to change that. Just come in here and undo the quick release on the left side. Do the same on the right side. And we raise back up to the height that Porsche intended. Pop that boy back on. Pop that boy back on. And now we have the struts like Porsche originally intended. Everything still closes smooth as butter. And then to complete putting everything back to stock, you would just undo this other quick release down here at the bottom and take off this 10mm stud that's just bolted onto this U-bracket, which is part of the factory car anyway. All right, so we'll take a look at the interior as well. I went ahead and took the sunroof out. Took the sunroof out just so that I could get a little bit more light in here and you can see everything. All right, here are the seats. Let me go ahead and dive in here. And here are the seats in back. Pretty straightforward. Pretty good shape as with most 944s because nobody sits back there. That's the cable for the car cover. Got your center console right there. Little tray underneath. I actually have a piece of leather to rewrap that center console since it's flat and easy to do. Driver's seat. Some wear on the bolster from the previous owner, but otherwise good shape. Passenger seat Very good shape overall, just a couple of little nicks on the bottom far corner over there. Door panel's good. Good on this side. Things are overall in good shape. There's your dashboard with a couple of little scratches here and there. Nothing too bad. Steering wheel is in pretty good shape. Some discoloration just on the top edges there, but you can tell that previous owners have taken care of the car. Clock works. Environmental controls work, except for the AC, of course. Intermittent wipers do work. Radio works. Let's see, I guess I'm missing the actual cigarette lighter insert. I probably should look for that. And the glove box is locked. So the lock works on the glove box. So yeah, as I was saying, the lock does work on this. Got the vertical keyhole right there. Ignition key goes in, horizontal, and now, voila, got your glove box right there.